Hey, I'm Blake Tillery. As we wind down this week in the Senate, I'd like to give you a few highlights from legislative days 21 through 24. Senate Bill 233, also called the Religious Freedom Restoration Act, was introduced this week in the Senate. It would basically encourage the state of Georgia to adopt the same provisions or guidelines for religious freedom as the federal government. These guidelines were first signed into law in 1993 by President Bill Clinton. This bill is now in rules for consideration. Senate Bill 203 was introduced, which would allow a nonprofit to serve as the governing body for Georgia high school athletics. Right now, the Georgia High School Association serves this purpose, but under this bill, a nonprofit would compete with GHSA, allowing public, non-public, and home schools to join the nonprofit and subsequently allow their teams to play each other. Senate Bills 154, 155, 160, and 169 all deal with increasing protection and upping the ante on punishment for people who try to hurt our men and women in blue. The biggest of these bills is Senate Bill 160, also known as the Back the Badge Act of 2017. Among other things, this act would make violent crimes against an officer a minimum sentence of 5 years without parole. It's important for this bill to pass to show our officers that their safety is a priority and we appreciate what they do to protect us. In addition to these bills, we also heard Senate Bill 8, which would protect consumers against surprise medical billing from unforeseen costs associated with being seen unknowingly by an out-of-network doctor. I'm sure many of you have received a bill from a medical provider which you thought was covered by insurance. This bill helps eliminate the surprise billing or balance billing practice. Next Friday is Day 28, also known as Crossover Day. It's one of the most stressful and exciting times during the session, perhaps with the exception of the last day, which we call Sine Die. After Crossover Day, we can only introduce House bills, meaning that any Senate bills that do not receive a vote on the Senate floor will have to wait until next year. Because of this deadline, I will be dropping a bill next week attempting to improve cell and broadband service in our state's rural areas. As always, I'm honored to represent you and serve you at the state capitol. If you have any questions or concerns about bills you feel will affect our region, please call or email me at blake.tillery@senate.ga.gov.